I don't see him. Where are you?
He's
Ah, there he is.
right.
Yep.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
You can put the view on speaker if you want to be sure to see Tim. If you're...
Holy Moses.
We called on him
Oh,
too.
for sure.
We called on everybody, Tim.
I've got 3 devices here that I can't figure out. Okay. Yeah, so I can't see everyone, but that's okay. Because I ended up using my phone.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
good.
So I've got an iPad here that I'm borrowing from work, and I must be missing something.
There you
All
are.
right.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's.
So how's everyone doing today?
Well, we had
Good.
a nice chat. So it was actually okay that you couldn't get in because we bonded very well.
And we blew up roses.
Good. Yeah. So how many people do we have in the class today? I can't even see.
Including you and me, Tim, there's 19.
Holy Moses.
This is
Awesome.
Moses guy.
Yeah, right. I heard he can part the Red Sea, but
Yeah.
all right. So today,
I'm going to invite everybody to mute unless you're asking a question. Just might be easier for the recording.
all right. Yeah, so today, for the start of the class, I'm going to be kind of going through some of the basic reminders. And these are a lot of the original basic tools, but I'd like to kind of slow down and bring more awareness to the process of saying hello to yourself in meditation and the various tools that we are using. A lot of this is reminding yourself throughout the day to kind of just check in with various aspects of yourself, saying hello to giving yourself a breath. As a spirit, we don't need to breathe, but the body needs to breathe. So giving the breath to the body. So let's start with that. And saying hello to the breath, all the rumbling, all the energy that's going on inside your body and your space, your energy system. And just giving that energy space to be. Exactly as it is. There's no need to change it. A reaction can't be changed anyways. It's just like a pattern, a habit that plays out. You may notice that the same exact set of reactions take place in various situations. Every time you leave the house, you go through a checklist of reactions. Did I turn off the stove? Did I lock the door? Did I close the windows? And it's all reactions. They're programmed into our system. And the body is like a nuclear reactor. It's constant reactions going on in the body. Different processes, different healing that's taking place in the body or digesting food. These are all reactions. And the reactions that take place when we interact with people and places and things. All reactions. So we're going to really highlight this phenomenon of reactions because in a way, when it comes to mastery of your body and mind and energy, it's really about how you're in relationship to the energies that you encounter on any level, whether it comes in kind of on a feeling level or in the form of thoughts, which we're going to look at in more detail today with telepathy, mental thought transmission, or if it comes in the form of pictures, there's the energy that you encounter. And then there's all the various reactions that kind of automatically take place. And so in a way, not only is it giving space to the energies that you encounter, but also giving space to all the various reactions that come up in your body, emotions, mind, in the form of feelings or energetic sensations, physical sensations, thought sensations or thought patterns, and giving those space to be, and creating a little bit more space to be that which is relating to the reaction instead of kind of what we all tend to do, at least at first, is to become the reaction in relationship to whatever the energy is that we encounter. Right? So with that, start to notice and say hello to your grounding. And just notice that you're sitting on a grounding cord, like a tree trunk or a cord of energy that's connected into your first chakra and goes all the way down to the center of the earth. And give your grounding lots of space to be and to operate. Give your first chakra lots of space to be. And what the grounding cord does is it gives you permission to be as a spirit here in your body, in this time, in this space. And it also allows you to have safety on the planet and to let go of any energies that are ready to release or any energies that are foreign to your self system. Just naturally kind of ground down the grounding cord. So you can let this happen. And any energy that you're ready to release, you can allow that to kind of go down the grounding cord. Any tension, stress, or strain, any problems that you're trying to figure out, they're probably not even yours. That's fine. You can just let go of solving all the problems. Awesome. And then say hello to your body. Say hello to the fact that you have a body. Who is it that has your body? It's not your body having your body. It's you as spirit that has your body. You have this body as an infinite immortal spirit. And if you notice, the body arises in the space that is your mind, and your body and your mind arise in the space that is your awareness. So you can have both your body and your mind in your awareness. And you don't have to be exclusively identified with either. They're aspects of yourself that arise in your awareness. And you can be in your body as a spirit. Your body is not so much of a container as it is a field of energy. Yes, more dense than you are as spirit, but it's still a field of energy. And it extends past the skin of your body. And you have an energy field as well. So take a moment and notice what it's like to be in your body. You can be in your feet. You can be in your legs. You can be in your arms. You can be in your torso, your back. Notice how that experience is. What's changed as you're more in your body. Notice that there's space in your body for you to be in your body. Notice the center of your head. And just know that you're aware in the center of your head. So it starts with knowing. You know something, and so it is. And then you might see it or feel it, but it's kind of a secondary experience. First, you know it. So know that you're in the center of your head. And then notice that you are in your body and you have a space around you. See how much you're in your space. And then from the center of your head, decide to smile. Decide to laugh a little bit. And notice that your choice to be neutral and to be amused doesn't have to be contingent on any external or even internal factor. That you can choose to be neutral. You can choose to laugh a little bit. And as a result, you heighten your vibration to amusement. And healing really begins when you can raise your vibration high enough. And then the energy starts to move. And amusement is kind of the lowest of the high vibrations. So it's a good place to start. It's probably the easiest higher vibration to start to access. And then remind yourself to say hello to everything. You can start by saying hello to yourself as spirit. Say hello to your body. Say hello to your grounding. Say hello to the other people in the class. Healing really begins with communication. Communication is healing. And when you say hello to something, then you're validating whatever you're saying hello to, you're validating the beingness of that. So if you say hello to your feet chakras, you're validating the beingness of your feet chakras. So you can do that now. And as you do that, you give it space to be what it is. And then you have more space to be aware of it and to get the communication. Everything is communicating. May not communicate in words, but it communicates in some form or fashion. So as you say hello, you kind of tune in to that type of communication that something is giving off. Notice the communication of your feet chakras. As you say hello to them, they might activate, turn on. You might start to notice them, feel them, see them. And then say hello to the earth energy. Notice that the earth energy has a quality, it has a beingness. And that not all earth energy is the same. You might notice that when you go from one place to another, different places in the world, different countries, different states even, that the earth energy might have a different quality, might feel different. There might be more earth energy available in different places. So say hello to a quality of earth energy that works for you today. And invite it to come into your feet chakras and into your leg channels. Say hello to your leg channels. As you say hello to your leg channels, you actually give your leg channels space to be. And there's a lot more space then for them to operate. Have that earth energy come up the leg channels all the way to the first chakra. And you can allow about 85% of that earth energy to continue down the grounding cord. And then say hello to the cosmic energy. And again, you may notice the quality of that cosmic energy, the beingness of that cosmic energy. And there's lots of different types of cosmic energy, even though it's all cosmic energy. Say hello to a quality of cosmic energy that's vibrating at a gold vibration. And then invite that energy to come into your crown chakra. It comes right through the back of the crown chakra. And then say hello to your back channels that run along the sides of your spine. There's two on either side of the spine. Say hello to your channels. Say hello to the cosmic energy going down those channels to the first chakra. Awesome. And you can allow about 15% of that cosmic energy to continue down your grounding cord. and the earth and the cosmic energy mix in the first chakra. So you're mixing earth and cosmic energy in your first chakra. It's kind of a wild thing to be doing. And say hello to the 4 channels that run up the front of the body. The inner 2 channels connect in with each of the chakras. You can allow this mix of energy to come up. There's a pumping station at the, like just below the first chakra that kind of it pushes the mixture up into the first chakra. And it moves into the first chakra, kind of cleanses the first chakra. And it comes up and engages the second chakra, right below the navel. We were working a lot with the second chakra last month. So it might still be kind of activated. Give your second chakra space to be. Allow the mixture of energy to come up to the third chakra, fourth chakra, fifth chakra, sixth chakra, and then it comes out like a fountain from the seventh chakra. And that mixture of energy goes into your auric space and cleanses the aura. And the energy would just kind of cleanse through the aura, and then it goes down to the bottom and grounds out. So say hello to that whole process. Just know that it's happening, and then see what you know is happening. Part of it is allowing it to happen. It's not something that you have to continually look at to make sure it's happening. Once you kind of set that up, then it just will keep going. And a portion of that mixture of energy does branch off at the chest and come down the arm channels as well. And it comes out of the hand chakras in about a 1-foot spout. So you have this whole process going. And running the energy like this is a great healing to your body, your energy system, your aura. Kind of a full self-system cleansing process that happens. And it promotes health when the energy is in movement like this. So now that you have all that taking place, the grounding, the running energy, so part of what we've been working on here is saying hello to all of the various reactions that take place in our bodies, in our emotional space, in our mind. And kind of where the mastery lies is not in getting rid of the reactions, but actually, ironically, giving the reactions lots of space to be. And the more space that you can give all of the various energies that you encounter and reactions that you have in response to those energies, the more you can have that, the more space you can give it, the more freedom you start to have in how you choose to respond. And so one of the first things is to choose to move into a space of neutrality. And neutrality is really the quality or ability quality of energy that doesn't push or pull, doesn't try to figure it out or make sense of it or anything along those lines. It doesn't have to take a long time to become neutral with something. It's kind of like saying, oh, okay, that which I'm aware of is okay to be what it is before I decide if I need to do anything with it or what I'm going to do with it. And neutrality is not the absence of reactions. Reactions are not neutral. They're never neutral. They have some charge in some direction. And you can't change a reaction. But you can choose how you relate to that reaction. And part of that, the next step is kind of finding your amusement with all of the many, many reactions that we have. Like, wow. And to start to notice the patterns of reactions that we have. They may be quite repetitive. Kind of programmed in the system. And that can be a feeling reaction, an emotional reaction, physical reaction, mental reaction. It's fine. It's fine. And once the reaction starts, you're not going to get rid of it. Sometimes that's like a way to, that's like a reaction to a reaction. It's like, oh no, I'm going to get rid of this. Oh no, I'm blah, blah, blah. So that's the next piece, is kind of laughing at that whole process, finding amusement with that. And then having some compassion. So reminding yourself to cultivate these qualities of mind will help you get really far. And compassion is a really profound quality of love. It's kind of like, even though I'm handling this energy, even though this reaction is taking place, this reaction is happening, I still love myself. It's okay. Okay. And then so take a moment and create a rose directly in front of you. Creating a rose in front of you is just knowing that there's a rose in front of you. And then take a look at that rose. How does it look? Does it look like the rose that you intended to create? Or did it show up a little bit different? You might have thought to yourself, I'm creating a red rose. And then the rose shows up green. Oh, that's interesting. So just notice that. And That's good for a first try, and you can just blow it up. And then create another rose. Maybe a little bit more like you imagine that rose to be. Notice how it shows up. You can explode that rose. Then create a different type of rose, different color, different shape, different size even. You could play with how open or closed it is. And then blow that rose up. And notice how much effort it goes into creating or destroying the rose. Remind yourself to start to drop the effort. This process is even less effort than thinking. It's a different level of mental activity, a different level. You're creating this image as a being. And so it's so easy. Some of the difficulty with a lot of these tools is that not that it's difficult, not that it requires a lot of effort, but actually that it's so easy that it's unfamiliar to our bodies and our minds. We're used to physical effort or mental effort to make something so. Or to, clearing energy is so easy, so simple. I think it should be harder, like pushing a boulder up a hill. Okay, so create another rose and explode it. And then create a rose that represents you in your totality, a protection rose, a mini-me rose. This time you kind of let the rose form itself as you sit back and watch. And the first try or the first time it might appear with some foreign energies in it. That's fine. But it's a good diagnostic tool. You can start to see some of the energies that you handle. And then you can blow that up and then do it again. So each time you blow the rose up, you're clearing energy. So let that rose form, a rose that represents you as a body, as a personality, as a being, with all of your qualities and energies, and see how it shows up. And you can even blow that one up again, clear more energy. And then this third time, recreate that. This mini-me rose right out in front of you. And have it out on the edge of your aura. Give it a grounding cord. And to kind of remind you about the protection roses, this is something that really what you're doing in a way is you're putting out a rose that represents you in all of your totality, so that any energy that's directed towards you on any level will first go into this rose. So not only does it give you more space to be creative and do what you need to do without defending or protecting yourself in other forms that have more resistance to them. Because anytime that we protect ourselves with, even if that protection has a an element of resistance to it, then the energy that comes our way will stick to it. Whereas this protection rose is not in resistance. It's saying, here I am. Come and get me if you'd like. And so the energy just comes right into the rose. Some of it will just ground out. Anything that doesn't ground out after a while, you can just blow this up and recreate it. Right? It also can serve as kind of a diagnostic tool where you can kind of see the energy that you're encountering as you approach a certain activity or a certain place or certain people. And then you have a little bit more space, a little bit more choice as to how you'd like to have your energy set. You can choose to get an amusement before you encounter all the energy or something like that. Okay. And then create a rose out in front of you as a collection rose. Allow this rose to collect up all of your energy and attention everywhere you've left it, laying around in other people. So notice the people that you're collecting your energy up from, conversations, events, interactions. Allow the rose to just collect up all your energy like a magnet. And then allow that rose to collect up your energy from all the places that you've put your energy. See how much energy comes back. You can even collect up your energy from different objects. Maybe you left some of your energy in your car or on your bike or something. And then you can even collect up energy from future events that you're imagining or future interactions that you're going to have. Maybe you're going to give a speech or interact with a certain person, and your energy is already going out into that event or into that person's space. And you can collect your pure energy from the future. Then when that rose is fully saturated with your energy, then allow it to explode. And any foreign energy in there will go back to wherever it belongs. And your energy will come to your crown chakra now that it's neutralized, decharged. And it'll be kind of reintegrated into your system when you need it. Okay. Okay, give yourself one more deep breath. Say hello to your grounding, your running earth and cosmic energy. Say hello to the center of your head, space around you. Say hello to that protection rose. And then say hello to a big gold sun directly above your head, full of your life force and energy. And allow it to collect up any energy that you might need right now or for this class. And then allow that gold sun energy to come into your crown chakra and completely fill it up. Your energy will feel fantastic for your body and space and system. And then allow that gold sun energy to come into your sixth chakra, which is behind the forehead, and completely saturate the sixth chakra. You can allow that energy to come down into the fifth chakra. And the fourth chakra. Have it come down into the third chakra, second chakra, and the first chakra. Have it go down the legs to the feet chakra, down the arms to the hand chakras, and then have it from the most interior physical space, have it come out, filling up all the levels of your body, all the way out to your skin, and then filling up your aura, each layer of your aura, all the way to the edge of your aura. Then you can start to come out of meditation. You can bend over, dump out. Okay. Yeah. All right. So welcome to class today. I can't see everyone, so for all I know, you guys could be sleeping. Yeah. Any questions to start with? Any either questions or things you noticed after last class and kind of working with your feeling clear sentient center and the second chakra?
Tim, just a quick question. This is Ellen, and I was
Hi.
wondering about, I was wondering about the percentages, the 85% cosmic versus the 15%
Mm-hmm.
energy. How did those percentages come to be?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, so yeah, the different the earth and the cosmic energy kind of have a different quality to them. And the earth energy is a little bit more dense, and it works well for the body. But if you run kind of a high quality of it up and into all the chakras, it would be a little bit too dense to operate clairvoyantly. So, some people find it more comfortable to run the 15-85% mix. As you do that a while, you may notice that you need even less earth energy, maybe 12% earth energy or 10% earth energy, and the 90% cosmic energy. But the earth energy is very stabilizing, and it helps to kind of allow the body to kind of get grounded and safe, right? And whereas the cosmic energy is a little bit finer, a little bit lighter. Yeah, it's a good question. I'll have to think about that a little bit more. But you may notice that as you start to work clairvoyantly and you're looking at pictures, that if that mix is a little off, then the images will be a little distorted in one direction or another. If you have way too much cosmic energy and not enough stability, not enough earth energy, then you might be a little flighty, or the pictures might just kind of float off. You won't see it very clearly. And if there's too much earth energy coming up the front channels and into each of the chakras, it might be a little bit too dense, too heavy. And you'll have a hard time kind of getting up to a vibration where you can start to see. So kind of that happy spot that allows that clairvoyant function to work at an optimal level.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, there's more there that I'll think about it.
I have one, just kind of with that, since I still don't see any pictures, I've just got a blank in front of when I close my eyes. So to try to figure out which percentage of which, can I just trust that the energy will sort itself out if I keep
Yeah.
on going? If I don't get nervous about it.
For sure. Yeah. So, when we're doing this, I tried to kind of reiterate that, first you kind of know it. You kind of work from the top down. Knowing is a seventh chakra ability. So it's the highest vibration. So as you know that you're running your energy in a particular way, then really you're doing that with your certainty. It's like you have certainty in, oh, okay, well, I know that I'm in the center of my head, so I'm in the center of my head. So now that which I encounter pertains to being in the center of my head. And then you might start to see, and then later on you might start to feel, but feeling is much lower vibration than knowing something. And so you kind of start from the top down. And then it's not that you're not seeing, it could be in a way we are seeing 100% already, but we may not recognize what we're seeing. So it's kind of as the time goes on, as you work more and more with this, and you'll recognize more and more of what you are seeing. And you can be looking directly at a picture that says, I'm seeing nothing, but you're seeing a picture that says, I'm seeing nothing, right? So you are seeing something. That's what you're seeing. Or it may be, the kind of the more pictures and filters that we have at that level may kind of make it, we may have to clear some of those pictures and some of those filters to see a little bit more, or to recognize a little bit more of what we are seeing. So it's kind of like you first know that you're running your energy, and then you see how that looks. Kind of like that.
Every morning I do my essence qigong, but this is 20 years of essence. And, I can feel the energy, I'm just so used to it in that aspect that this just seems, this is something totally, it's a totally different. Well, occasionally I get a little bit of what I feel in qigong, but
yeah,
it is that, would you consider that a form of energy, the steps you go through in, starting with the crown, with the byway and down, and just my whole body is like loose and tingling.
Yeah. Yeah, something like qigong really activates that feeling ability, and really turns that on. So you may have a lot of energy distributed into that ability, into that chakra. Whereas, in this next part of the class, we'll kind of work with tuning down the first, second, and third chakra, which would allow more energy to kind of be available to kind of your interior space, available to you as spirit, and also available to some of the upper chakras. Because today I want to talk about telepathy or mental thought transmission, which is a fifth chakra ability. And so tuning down those chakras a little bit kind of helps to eliminate some of the information or static that we are. The first chakra will be picks up on survival information, which is great and useful. And if you needed, you want that to be functioning well. And at the same time, when you're in meditation, you don't need to have your first chakra wide open, blaring 100%, picking up on all the survival information around you. You can tune it down, excuse me, and it kind of quiets that level of experience to a great degree, so that you have more attention available to some of the interior aspects of yourself. And so, in tuning down the second chakra, your feeling chakra. So, especially with some of you in the class, you're very used to having the second chakra really active, really turned on, really open, and it may even be kind of a place where you operate from a lot and picking up a lot of, the feeling. You might even say, I'm going to feel about this for a while, feel into this, feel into that, or constantly reading the feeling of interactions or spaces or things like that. And certainly nothing wrong with that. That's great. But you can also tune that down when you don't need to be picking up on all the feelings. And especially in meditation, it kind of helps to deepen the meditation space. They call it trance. So you kind of go into a trance, into a deeper meditative space. And yeah, so we'll do that, work with that a little bit. But any other questions?
Well, I noticed sometimes I have all of this anxiety or angst or whatever in me, and I don't always know what it is to make a picture of it. So I've started just kind of dumping it into roses and blowing them up. And I find that helps, even though I can't name it. I'm getting rid of it, and that feels very good. And I had an experience with a friend. She said she realized that her daughter was dumping all of her anxieties on the mom, and the mom was taking it personally, but then she realized she shouldn't be, and so it wasn't personal. So rather than I didn't go into the non-resistance and body of glass, but I put my hand up flat. I know you can't see me, but I had my hand up flat. So, this stuff is coming at you from your daughter, and then you just pivot, you just turn. And you just watch it go by. And so that's the way I explained to her the non-resistance, and she thought that was really great and thought it would really help her out. And that really helped me too, to think more about what it is to not resist when stuff comes my way.
Totally. And the reactions that we have, maybe we encounter a harsh energy or a really charged energy, and almost 100% of us will have a reaction to that. Like, of course, right? And nothing wrong with that. And sometimes we'll become the reaction to that energy. And it'll be, maybe the reaction is, I've got to defend myself. And so we're so used to getting hit all the time with really charged energy that someone goes to wave to say hello to us and we flinch. It's just like the reaction goes, but yeah, that's really good experiential examples there.
Tim, I have a question. This is Lynn. I've asked you this before, but I still keep puzzling about it. When you talk about the spirit being in the body, what about, where does the soul fit into that?
Yeah, you could say your soul or your spirit. I find that there's a distinction between soul and spirit in a way that you could almost say that each level of your experience, each level of your self system kind of has its own self sense. So in your gross physical body, the self sense that we have is kind of a mental egoic self sense, right? And the self sense that we have kind of more on a subtle domain would be kind of what we would call the soul, the sense that we extend, that we're not limited to this body or limited to this time or this space or to this life even, that there's an aspect of ourselves that has larger lessons, and you can call that the soul. And there's and then there's an aspect of us, there's a self sense that is aware even when the soul drops. And that is like pure awareness itself, or your true self. And then even that will drop, and there's a sense of emptiness, or a sense of kind of a pure I amness or a pure witness, kind of void of any content. And then even when that drops, there's a sense of kind of being what is, or being one with what is. And so there's different self senses at different levels. So when I speak of spirit being in your body, I'm kind of referring more to your awareness itself. That the part of you that is just awareness.
Okay.
The soul has all sorts of content that pertains to kind of your, you have a soul personality, just like you have a body personality. You can kind of have it, if you know somebody well and they're kind of awakened at that level, then you kind of know their essence. You might describe their essence as such. And you might be describing aspects of their soul personality, not just their body personality patterns and tendencies, which might be one thing or another. But even your soul personality can be an object in your awareness. So you're not limited to just being, you're not limited to yourself as a soul, right? Because it can become an object in your awareness. If you go far enough back, it's like, I don't know where I heard this, but kind of the analogy of looking through a keyhole at yourself, looking through a keyhole infinitely, you know, and you kind of go back and back and back and back and back until no objects arise at all. And you can't even see yourself. You can know yourself, but it's like you can't get behind yourself anymore. And then, you know, that's where people often have this sense of merging with kind of an ultimate beingness or an ultimate spirit self, being one with that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's see how the sound is when I unplug the headphones, because I more technical difficulties. I might have to plug this in while I keep going. Can you hear me? How's this sound?
Yeah, good.
It's fine.
Okay.
You'll
Let me get that as we continue here. Sorry for all the technical difficulties today. Yeah. So we're going to get into telepathy now. And
good.
okay.
All right.
So yeah, so let's see how we're doing on time here.
Got about 45 minutes.
Okay. Okay, so let's go into meditation. So you can start to close your eyes. Give yourself a deep breath. Maybe a few deep breaths. Say hello to the energy that's kind of still hanging out from all the questions, from everything we talked about, from all my maneuvering around. And then decide to let go of that by putting it into a rose. And then allow that rose to explode, kind of like Xing out a box on the computer. Pop. Okay. And then say hello to your grounding. Notice that you still have a grounding cord. That even though we came out of meditation, now we're back in meditation, that you still have a grounding cord, and that your energy is still in movement. It might have slowed down as you came out of meditation. And so, so you can allow it to kind of start to pick up a little bit. So say hello to the earth energy running up the legs, to the first chakra, the cosmic energy coming down the back channels, to the first chakra. And then that mix of energy coming up the front channels through each chakra, down the arm channels, out the hands, out the crown chakra, into your space. Then say hello to being in the center of your head. Give yourself another breath. Then say hello to your first chakra. Notice its quality, its energy. And notice how open it is. Just get a percentage. And give it complete 100% permission to just be at the percentage that it is. You may notice that as you give it space or permission to kind of be as opened or as closed as it is, that it may adjust its aperture. Notice if that percentage shifts a little bit. And then bring the aperture of the first chakra down to about 10%. Kind of like the opening and closing of a camera lens. You can just tune it down to about 10%. And then notice what changes in your awareness as you tune down your first chakra. And this is your survival space. It's also where you have permission to be. And it kind of answers the question of who am I in this situation or in that situation, as we shift and change the various roles that we play. Okay. And then say hello to the second chakra. And give it space to be at the aperture that it is in the moment. And also give it permission to be feeling whatever it's feeling. Notice that as you give it space, that it automatically starts to dissipate or to change. When you give something space to be a reaction or a feeling or an energy, then it starts to dissipate. So get a percentage of how open your second chakra is. And then allow it to adjust down to about 10% open. Notice what changes as you do that. And again, with these chakras, you don't need to have them wide open all the time, especially in meditation. It's kind of like running your fan in the middle of winter. Okay. Then say hello to the third chakra. Third chakra is responsible for kind of distributing energy through your body, mind, energy system, kind of how much energy goes where. Sometimes this area of the body is referred to as the brain of the body, just like the analytical aspect of your brain would be used by your soul. This is kind of like the brain that's used by your body for instincts. Notice how open it is, what percentage. You can just kind of get an idea, even if it's just knowing, oh, it's 75% open. You just kind of know it, or you can see it like a gauge. Allow it to be at that percentage for a moment. Then give it permission to kind of tune down. And for women, you can tune it down to about 55%. And if you're a man, you can tune it down to about 45%. And the difference for a male body and a female body, the female body kind of has more equipment associated with creating a baby, and some of those aspects require a little bit more energy and has more energy circuitry. Whereas a male body, you can tune it down to 45 or 40% and still feel relatively comfortable. Whereas it might feel like not enough energy for a female body. Okay. So as these three chakras, first, second, and third chakras are tuned down, notice how your space feels. Notice how your awareness is. What changes in your body, your energy system, your space, your awareness, when you tune down these chakras. Then moving up the chakras, say hello to the fourth chakra. And the fourth chakra is your affinity space, where you have your ability to be at one with things. The first three chakras are feeling chakras, energy feeling chakras. And the fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh are more data analysis chakras. So they pick up information in a different way. And for the fourth, fifth, and sixth chakras, they don't open and close in the same mechanical fashion as the first three chakras. These may appear to open and close. It's more that there's more or less energy in the chakra. So the more energy that's in, let's say, the fourth, fifth, or sixth chakra, or seventh chakra, the more open it may look. But it just has more energy in it at that time. So give your fourth chakra to be as it is. The fifth chakra. Notice the sixth chakra. And as you tune into the chakras, you may notice that you become more aware of the kind of the content or the ability that's associated with that chakra. So as you tune into the sixth chakra, you may become more aware of what you're seeing, and tune into the seventh chakra. You may become more aware of what you're knowing. Just notice how open the seventh chakra is. And then from the center of your head, bring your awareness back to your fifth chakra. And the fifth chakra is at the throat, kind of the base of the throat. And as you bring your awareness to the fifth chakra, you will start to become aware. You may become more aware of what you're hearing or the thoughts that are running through your mind, through your awareness. The fifth chakra is a very sophisticated chakra and has multiple abilities that are associated with it. So your clairaudience is an ability associated with the fifth chakra. Your ability to hear clearly. We're going to work on that next class. Also your inner voice and your telepathy. And telepathy is giving and receiving thought transmission. So as your awareness is in this space, allow all of the thought content to start to become visible to you, or become aware of all the thoughts that are in and around your telepathic space. And give all those thoughts space to be. There's all sorts of different types of thoughts. So often people think that what they're thinking is their own. That because it's in their mental awareness that it's something they generated. And people also tend to think that the thoughts that they think, nobody else can pick them up. Uh-oh. And so as you move through your day, all sorts of thought energy is being broadcasted all over the place. Somebody, you cut somebody off on accident and they throw an F-bomb your way and they broadcast it. Well, these thoughts we pick up on. And you may even find that you have all sorts of loop thoughts, or thoughts that just kind of loop around and around and around and around. And the way that you engage with the thought is to try to solve it or figure it out or fix it or make sense of it or control it or toss it out or get rid of it, or I don't want to think this. Or maybe even get in a fight with it, argue with it, have a dialogue with it. All sorts of different ways that we interact with our thoughts, with the thoughts that are in our telepathic mental space. And the trick is that when you're engaging with a thought in one of those forms or fashions, 99% of the time, it's not your thought. You didn't generate that thought. And actually, the way to play with this in a real simple fashion is that when you generate a thought, when you create a thought, then you can change it or stop thinking it or toss it out. So just do that for a moment. I know a lot of different thoughts are being lit up right now. That's fine. We're going to work with that. So just for a moment, generate a thought. Create a thought. Okay. Notice that thought. Then decide that you're done with that thought and let it go. Right? That's not the problem. Thoughts that you generate are not a problem for you. That it's all of the other exterior or foreign thought energy that gets caught in the telepathic pathways or channels or space that we didn't generate, but we are treating as if it is our own, trying to solve it or fix it or change it, when it's an impossible endeavor. That if the thought energy that you're trying to figure out you didn't generate, then no matter how hard you try, you're never going to change that thought because you didn't generate it. It's not yours. And as long as you're tuned into whoever or whatever is generating that thought, that you're going to continue to pick it up. So what can you do? Well, there's a couple questions here. One is, what can you do with that? And the second is, why do we tune in? Or how do we tune in telepathically to people's thought transmissions? So for starters, what can you do about that? Well, the first thing always is to give it space. Part of that is deciding or choosing to recognize it. Whose thoughts are these, or what are these my thoughts? And then to let go of the resistance or the figuring out the thought or the trying to change the thought or solve the thought that we didn't generate. So you start to let go of needing to do anything to the thought or the thought energy, and then you can let it go. You can blow it up. So just like we did with the second chakra, of all the thoughts that you're aware of right now, you may really notice this when you go into meditation. At first it's quiet space, and then the thoughts start coming and they're all over the place and this and that. And some of the thoughts came in a long time ago when we resisted them in some form or fashion, and they created a loop, and the tape will just play when the button's pushed. So it's like a thought loop that's not even in present time. Okay, so of the thoughts that you're aware of, how much of the thoughts that are in your telepathic space right now are not your own? And then notice a figure and smile. Say, yay. You now have the opportunity to let go of all that energy and create a rose in front of you. And decide you're done with all of these foreign thoughts that are in your telepathic space. And the telepathic channels, so as that's starting to leave and kind of float into that rose, telepathic channels kind of right in between the eyebrows and go around the eyes, kind of re-link up at the bridge of your nose, And then it comes down your cheek to the sides of your neck, and then down into the 5th chakra. You don't need to know don't worry about the exact, but general idea of where those channels are. And allow this rose to kind of collect up the thought energy from that space, from anywhere in your aura, from your 5th chakra. Okay. And then you can explode that rose and create another rose out in front of you, and allow this rose to be like a vacuum cleaner. And then use that vacuum cleaner rose to clean up these telepathic channels on your face. Have the rose kind of come to the sides of down your cheeks and the sides of your neck. And collect up all the foreign telepathic energy that you picked up. Then bring it right in front of your 5th chakra. And allow that to pick up any foreign telepathic thought energy that's in your 5th chakra. It's kind of like clearing the junk mail out of your email inbox. So like first you say hello. Oh, wow, I have junk mail. Okay. Would I like to keep the junk mail in my inbox? No. Okay, well, I'm just gonna click on it, move it all out to the side, and blow it up. It's that easy. But first, it's recognizing that not all of the thoughts that we're thinking are ours. So why do we pick up? Why do we tune in telepathically to others unconsciously? Well, part of it is that on an unconscious level, we are deciding to tune in to what the person is thinking, or it could be a person or a group of people. Either, they talk about narrow band telepathic communication, which would be usually from one person to another person, and broadband, which would be to a group of people, or a group of people communicating to another group of people. Okay. And so part of what kind of tunes us in telepathically are when we think, I wonder what that person is thinking. Or I wonder what that person thinks about me. And you can create a rose in front of you to kind of collect up these pictures and energies. Or I would like this person to think in this way or that way. So it might be an attempt to kind of direct somebody's thoughts or control somebody's thoughts. I'd like them to think about me this way. Or I'd really like to get into that person's head to know what it's like, something along those lines. So unconsciously, we are intending to kind of tune in to somebody's thoughts. And then we kind of tune into, almost like a radio station, we kind of tune into the frequency of their thought patterns. And it comes in and runs through the telepathic channels, right? Or on the receiving end, there might be somebody who's knocking at your door. They really want you to call them, or they're sending you a message of some sort. They're really thinking about you a lot, and so that and to the extent that we kind of resist that, the knocking at the door, so to speak, of the receiving of a telepathic communication, then that can get stuck for sure in our telepathic space, and can cause some obstruction of some sort. Okay, so let that rose kind of collect up some of what you're releasing right now as I kind of highlight some of that. Okay, and then decide you're done with all of that. You can blow that rose up. So what are the fun ways that we use our telepathic communication or telepathic abilities? You know, an example might be that you're at the grocery store and you come across an item in the grocery store and you say, "Ooh, I really need that item, but it's not an item on your list." And you say, "Oh, that's interesting. Whose thought is that?" And then, you know, simultaneously your wife or your roommate or your friend at home is thinking, they're looking through the fridge and they're saying, "I really need some ketchup." And because you're connected telepathically, you get the communication. And it's not a problem. You notice where it's coming from, what it is. You're like, okay, well, I'll do the person a favor and I'll grab the ketchup. And then you come home with it and they say, "Wow, how did you know I needed the ketchup?" Or you got the message. So it can be, once you start to clear out some of the junk mail, so to speak, or some of the stuff that's just collected over time, that really isn't serving any purpose, then it becomes a little bit more clear. You have more mastery over this space. You can use it more like a diagnostic tool or a communication tool, rather than being the effect of all the thoughts. Because, you know, a thought can really set the tone. So you might be, you know, at work and you know, your coworker, you know, is complaining. It could be like an internal complaint. "Oh, this really sucks. Oh, this really sucks. Oh, this really sucks. I hate being at work, blah, blah, blah." And you pick up on that thought transmission, and in your thoughts going, "Oh, it really sucks. Oh, it really sucks. I don't want to be here. It really sucks." And so that sets the tone for what you're able to feel. And so on a feeling level, you might feel apathy or you know, irritation or something like that. Or "I'm so tired, I'm so tired, I'm so tired." And you pick up that on a thought transmission level, and then you become that energy. You feel tired, you feel tired. But what's setting the tone in your space is not even your thought. Oh boy. So starting to recognize that. And then it's kind of like, oh, okay, so that's what I'm picking up on. Well, I'm going to stop picking up on that. I'm going to let that go. And then deciding what tone, what kind of energy do I want to set my telepathic space at? So you can do that right now and just decide what vibration you'd like to set your telepathic space at. So maybe it's, I want to set my telepathic space at amusement or happiness or gratitude or fun or something like that, enthusiasm. And when the more somebody masters their mental space, this can be extremely powerful. They may come into a space and, as a very strong telepath who has mastery over that space, they're setting a tone. And that tone can be felt in the space. Maybe it's they're setting the tone at peace, tranquility. They come into the space and other people match to them and feel so much more calm. And the space feels calm or tranquil or peaceful. And this can be a very powerful thing. Or, another person maybe not so much mastery in their telepathic space, but they're extremely telepathic, comes into a space and they're all scattered and anxious and this way and that way. And they walk into the space and everyone's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And they pick up on that sense of anxiety, that scatteredness, that this and that. So it can go both ways. Right? So one more thing here before we start to wrap it up here. So this time, create a rose out in front of you that is tuned to the telepathic communication that has been in your aura that you've picked up on, and allow that rose to pick up all of that telepathic communication that's in your space from the day or the week or whatever's present there for you. And just allow that energy to float into the rose. You can even bring this rose all around your aura and clean it up. And then notice what that energy is. What kind of thought energy is it? You don't even have to know what the thoughts are, but just get a general sense of, oh, this is sadness or fear that I've been picking up on, or anxiety or anger, grief. So what kind of telepathic communication have you been picking up on? And allow it to go into the rose. Cleaning up this space. And then explode that rose. You can do this same thing with feelings. So create a rose that's tuned to what you've been picking up on a feeling level, and allow that rose to come into your aura and to collect up all of that feeling energy that you've been tuned into from others. And then notice what type of energy that is. Just like gathering information. Oh, that's interesting. And then allow that energy to go into the rose. And when it's all collected up, you can explode it and decide to kind of tune your feeling space into feeling your own energy. Okay. Notice the center of your head. Notice your grounding. Feel free to create one more rose just for a safe measure here. Anything left over that's still clearing out, allow that rose to collect it up. Okay, explode that. Then create a giant gold sun above you. And bring that gold sun in through the crown chakra, down into each of the chakras. Pay extra attention to your fifth chakra since we're working on that. And let your telepathic space and your fifth chakra kind of be reset by your energy. Fill in your fourth chakra, third chakra, second chakra, and pay a little extra attention to the second chakra. And reset your feeling space with your energy. First chakra, your legs, your feet chakra, your arms, hand chakras, and then fill in your whole space. And when you're completely full of your energy, you can come out of meditation. Say hello to yourself as spirit. And you can bend over and dump out any excess energy. All right. All right. So we made it to the end of another class. All right. If anyone has any questions, feel free to email me as well. All right. I think that brings us to the end of the class, right?
Mhm.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you,
Yeah, so-
Tim. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Everybody have a blessed Thanksgiving.
Yes.